Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Rich, we are back. We have switched. This is the Intel Extreme Masters Oakland Qualifiers of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and we moved on from Group 13 up to Group 14. Rich Sims is joining me for this one once again.
Yes, indeed. Quite a few people wanting to see some action from group number 14, and honestly, why not? Two teams in particular we need to be keeping our eyes on. Why tempt Fate, WTF, it's going to be Hypoc 17, Ashek, and Bawaka. And then down just below them in third place, it's going to be Rogue. Now, it's going to be Chronix, Tfue, Soltec, and Aladdin. So two pretty strong rosters. We've also got set to destroy in there also, Painkiller, Vignaldo, Trulls, and Rekar. Quite a few little teams in here and there. I'm trying to look at some of the scores where we are at the moment to kind of just say where we are standing exactly. Not uploading right now as we're coming into this one, otherwise I would have been able to tell you. I can tell you actually who won game number 1. It was Why Tempt Fate. They bagged 13 kills as well. Pop Squad came in second place with 10 kills. Rogue came in hot at third with 225 points and 9 kills. So looking at the differentiate between the top 3 compared to everybody else, we're in almost double-digit figures, whereas everyone else kind of drops off. We start looking at between, you know, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 kills. But WTF, Why Tempt Fate, certainly the leaders coming into this, and a team that is looking very strong in a lot of the online leagues, Lee. So they're the people we need to be keeping an eye out as alongside Pop Squad and Rogue.
So, here goes the plane. Let's see where the drop's going to be. So we're going to pass over, straight over the top of Yasnaya once again. And there's going to be a fairly clean run straight across the middle of the island, opening up just about any choice. We're going to get a bunch of drops early on. Let's see, is there going to be some Stalber this time maybe? Looks like we have a Northern Stalber run. Nobody seemingly heading to Yasnaya at the moment, though, despite the fact the plane has gone right ahead. There is a mass migration straight south, Rich.
Okay, so here comes the initial drop then. The split straight down the middle of the map. One team, only one, going to the upper 50% of the island, and that's going to be Kameshki. Somebody may drop Stalber just to be a little bit of free loot up there, and we'll see how this spread goes down. We have a lot of people eyeballing Roshawk to see if anyone actually has the balls to drop down, because it can be messy. One team's still eyeballing it up, one team moves out. You can see there Trolls is just turning face and saying, okay, I know they're no longer going there, so it's time for me to kind of put my foot down here on the floor. One team will land all on the same apartment block over in apartments. I mean, there's no one else there. It's a good choice because you can defend yourself if other people do land on those bottom 2 apartments, but you might as well split up, boys. You could even potentially go school. One team, as we mentioned, in Roshawk. One team down in Lipovka. Several people not too aware of what they want to do yet. They've not kind of picked their target. One team will have to ultimately change its direction and move into prison. As we look further afield, ooh, George is looking a bit fiery. How many rosters? We've got 4 teams up there. One of them's in crates. One of them's going to go up to the towers and to the high town. And the rest, well, it's going to be Ashek who grabs the vehicle. Might be able to pick some of his teammates up and maybe even loot further afield. Already from one of the top of the buildings, we've actually got someone lying down some fire.
Yeah, Milter Power is going to get a team. Milter's looking like it's going to get pretty comfortable. Looks like there's a couple of vehicles that are going to head off straight to military base as well.
And to be fair, that's not a bad idea, Lee, because they actually have a decent circle for Nova.
Yeah.
You look Nova and you just straight back in it once you cross the bridge.
Alright, let's see where the main guys are, the big boys. There's shots, like you say, still going down. They're shooting at Horsey, actually. So it's Borka taking shots at the parachutes as they come down. I mean, he's got his Mini 14, but he is doing iron sights, so he's going to be incredibly lucky if he lands some of these shots. He's just potentially wasting ammo, and he's actually run out.
We'll see how this one kind of goes for him. Again, just firing pop shots, hoping to bag himself a free 10 points.
So that was Why Tempt Fate, by the way. That's Why Tempt Fate in North Georgia Paul.
Yeah, they've got this to themselves. They're also not too far away from the circle, so they can just dive in a vehicle. You usually find hanging around on the roadside, there's usually, I'm probably going to jinx this now, but usually you'll find a Dacia, Mr. Doo himself, I'm not actually seeing one. I'm looking around. Maybe I'm just being blind, but they'll be able to find some sort of vehicle as they head on out. If not, they might be able to find themselves a little buggy and then go further afield to find one. I'm just going to check the garage to see if they do. No, even garage is empty, so they might get a little bit unlucky when it comes. In fact, nope, it's in there. The Dacia is in the garage. So once they're done in there, they can come out and then move and rotate where they need to. There is a team over in crates just opposite them, and there's also a team in the lower town section as well. So 3 squadrons up in George, and I would not expect all 3 of them to stay alive and make it to the first circle, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and Rogue over in Lipovka, they've also spread themselves out around the complexes around it. Prison already occupied, though, so I'm wondering if... is it Tufu? Don't know how we're going to pronounce that one. TFU, can go with that. Either way, I don't know whether he's going to take a peek in prison. He is in a vehicle. Or is he just going to collect a couple of vehicles? Maybe take the motorbike himself. That's a much nicer vehicle. Yeah, he's just going to pick that up and off he goes.
And of course, that's the Rogue PUBG squad.
Yeah.
Soltec, Aladdin, Tfue, and Chronix. We'll see how this one kind of goes down for them. I'm hearing a plane as well.
It's the UAZs. Okay, so where's this UAZ going to go? They're going to go straight mansion, I think. I think Tfue is going to see them. This is the squad that's just left prison. No, they're not. They're actually going to divert. They're not having any of it. All right, where's this crate? There. Okay, just outside of Pachinki.
Actually hasn't appeared on my screen yet, so I'll take your word for it. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the team down inside the Millie base. I want to have a look at what they're doing for loot. Level 1 vest, level 2 helmet, UMP. What's the rest of your teammates got? Let's have a look, because I mean, you're in Millie. In theory, the loot should be half decent. Level 2, level 2. I'm not yet to see a level 3 between them, which is quite surprising. Oh, there we go. Nope, still level 2, level 2. A couple of K98s, though, and they've got ARs also. So they've got the snipers, they've got the ARs, they've got long range, they've got close range, they've got all the weapons. Finally, a level 3 helmet over here with one of the players. Level 2 chest, pan on the back, UMP for close quarters, and also a SCAR with a red dot extended and a compensator. So, Millie base ticking away. They've also got a vehicle. Expect to see them crossing the bridge over at Milta, unless they decide to opt and hop out and get in a boat and try and avoid that bridge, because the team at Milta can come and camp the bridge if they really want to. It's not something we generally see. You usually camp when you're rotating to the island, and you just let the people come to you rather than wait for people to rotate into you away from the island. Primorsk is the furthest away, so that team kind of needs to get a wriggle on in the next minute or so. Depends what kind of vehicle they've got. And still no deaths or fatalities up in Georgia, Paul, and 3 teams all getting heavily lootedly. So there'll be a nice gun battle going down there rather soon.
Yeah, sticking to themselves. I just took a peek, and you can see that White Temp Fate, they have a vehicle in the garage. There's a Dacia in the garage, so they're going to be okay to get out of there. They are pretty well spread. They know they've got the north to themselves, so they're taking the liberties with the play area just about to begin the first ring. So, Rozok, by the way, has set to destroy in it. They've had themselves a fair amount of loot over there. Let's have a spin across, because Painkiller's on the move. I think they're just going to go to the next complex.
Are they going to push? Now, if they push Skull, they're going to be in for a really... In fact, no, it's just a little bit... It's going to go up. Yeah. They've opted to turn around on my screen. On my screen, I'm getting a little bit of a flicker, so...
Nobody went into Yasnaya. The plane went straight over the top of it. Yasnaya's it's a tricky beast of a town, isn't it? It's because often sometimes there may not be a vehicle. There's only real 2 vehicle spots, one to the east and one to the west in the garage. If there is no vehicle, it's kind of a dead-end area, because you've got this massive field. It looks like Yasnaya is where they're headed, though, with the vehicles. They realise, obviously, the circle, it's fairly central to it, so they're going to try and take up occupation there. It does look like there is another player coming down as well. Nova coming down. So Nova Esports, remember, he's heading the charge in a motorbike, so he's the forward scouts. The rest of his team were way up north in Savannah.
I mean, the forgiving thing about Yasnaya, right, is due to the size of it. You can get a lot of gear from there. You can get fully kitted on level 2s, a couple of level 3s here and there. You're definitely going to have a bag vest and a helmet. You're also going to get a lot of sights, a lot of ammunition, and a lot of health, because you have the library, you've got the police station, you've got the towers, you've got several sets of towers, you've got the towers at the back, the ones in the front, the ones to the left. There is a hell of a lot of loot. It's super dense, but the also big thing about it is you generally find either a UAZ, a bike, a buggy. There's always vehicles there. You can always get out of town. But the negative side to it is, if there's 2 teams that drop there, and one of them does take, like, for instance, the buggy or the car, and they get out of town early on, and the circle's miles away from you, let's say down on Military Island, then things do get a little bit punishing. But for me, Yaz is always a decent drop. One team's going to rotate down towards it, maybe coming through the back. We will see, as you mentioned earlier on, it's going to be, I believe, I'm just looking at the team now, that's going to be Rogue, who have moved up from Lipovka. They've moved into the mansion. They've got a team to the left-hand side who's going to move into Yasnaya, so we could potentially have these 2 teams meet.
We actually have quite a few of the high-ranked teams nearby, because that's Set to Destroy, who did well in the first game, in that little complex just south of Yasnaya. You've got Novo Esports coming right round in between them, and just to the right is Rogue. So all in this little triumvirate area is going to be 3 high-rated squads. Now, I'm looking back, and I'm seeing that actually they're still sitting in George Paul. So George Paul, one of the teams is left, but they're going straight to school.
Yep, and school has players there now. The thing that we have to remember about these people that are coming out of school, Lee, they're getting nailed. That's going to be 1 falling. Make that 2. The UAZ loses 2 passengers. Unfortunately, the taxi has just dropped off 2 people in the wrong place, and now they can loot their dead bodies.
By far the most frustrating. You've just spent all that time in George Paul looting up, and you drive through a squad, and bang, that's your game over. And there's nothing you can do because they were just passengers.
The thing about those players, though, Lee, more importantly, they landed at apartments. Nobody looted apartments. Once they completely emptied every single building and apartments, they then moved to school. These guys, in theory, should be absolutely tanked up to benigns. We should be seeing level 2 chests, level 2 helmets. We should be seeing ARs throughout. And not only ARs, we should be seeing compensators. We should be seeing ACOGs. There'll be a lot of gear amongst them.
Yeah, and they've just got themselves set up. We can see in Hody Hoo, he's just got himself a fully geared SKS there, but out of that, by the looks of it. Along with pretty much all the vests they have now. Actually, still only a 2-1 vest on Gambit, so maybe not so great for him. Nonja, where's that action just going on? That's looking
down just by the ferry port, just to the right-hand side. That's a squad wipe, unfortunately.
Well, I'm looking at Milton Power, and it looks like there is 2 squads very close together. We'll see whether that's going to happen. The military guys... Okay, so was that military base squad pushing out, was that? It must have been.
Alright, but I just missed it. I just copped for the end of the kill feed. Just to bring you guys up to speed on the crates that have landed, we do have 2. One of them is going to be holding an M249. And then there's going to be another care package over by the shelter. So I'll try and get eyes on that way while you keep an eye on the map.
I have it. It's an MK14. And
nice.
A military vest. It's got a level 3 military vest in there. I don't know. MK14, I always find disappointing when you get the crate.
Really?
I mean, it's slightly better than the SKS, isn't it?
I have to disagree there. I think it's one of my favourite snipers.
Really? Because the quick fire? Yeah, because the quick fire, yeah.
It's a cracking weapon. Again, snipers late game, it's not exactly the best thing. If you go in close quarters, you want to definitely be having an AR, you want an M4, you want a SCAR, maybe even potentially a UMP if it really is close quarters. But I'm a big fan. I think the MK14, it does some dirty damage. It obviously takes 7.62, and any gun that takes 7.62 is going to do a lot of work. But more importantly, you can control the spray. So long as you don't get overzealous and start spraying it, because then you will miss the bullet. As long as you are ready to reset that reticle, that you just take and hold your shots and take the time to actually calculate them and make sure that you're tapping at the right time, you will get the kills. But if you just spray tap away and don't reset your reticle, that's when you're going to start whiffing bullets.
I want to just pull your attention to the rotations that are happening right now, because Why Tempt Fate are heading straight in towards Set to Destroy. They're going straight to the same complex at the moment. There's another squad just below them as well. So 2 squads moving to the same complex. And actually, the fact that vehicle's there may push them away. Now, shots from Raker doesn't really land the ones he wanted there. the rest of his team, they're looking at the other squad behind them, so they kind of drew their attention in. It's only really Riker that took the shots on White Temp Fate, and tempting fate or not, they are going to head a little bit further north. Now, the squad that went south of that, they're heading in towards the second to guys, which was Novo, but Novo have gone further down. Looking at Novo, there's another 2 squads either side of them rotating around. So these vehicles, it's what we've been seeing a lot of. Basically convoys heading straight to past Novo.
Now, this is going to be one where me and you can talk through this, but this is going to be quite important that the people at home keep an eye on the kill feed, because we have 63 players alive, and only about 8 of them are outside this circle. The next one is going to crunch them together so damn hard. Milta Power, we have 3 squads moving out together. Initially, we're going to see a couple of kills coming out. 2 knocks will go down at the M16 there. And that's going to be on the team that's caught out in no man's land. Nova just laying down bullets. They found a second squad as well. So they're going to try and pop them also. They will bag themselves a kill. That's going to be 10 points in the bag.
Yeah, Jaynort had a cheeky shot at Nova there as well from the hill with his Car 98. While they were lighting him up, obviously giving him positions away. And you're talking about this, and then look at the other guys. The Mansion squad's now lighting him up as well. And that's the danger. Because these guys were in position very early on in the center circle, they've got themselves the complexes already. So everybody that's now trying to come in is kind of basically trying to find a home. And it's not going to work out for them. Rogue have got themselves set up as well. They have some visitors coming towards them. They have split, but they are laying down the fire. Soltec gets one, should get the second. Jono switches over to the Scar L, but doesn't manage to get themselves. He does, he gets the second. There we go.
Soltec cracking shots from him. Now we're going to seal the deal on that one. The other 2 remaining players are going to get the hell out of there. That's the player who picked up the MK earlier on. So if someone kills him on the back of the buggy, he's actually on the back of the buggy. Yes, he is. So the MK player is on the back of the buggy, and that'll
oh my god,
that'll bloody hurt if he gets tabbed in the back. And there we go. Bullets go down. Will he survive this engagement? His teammates got to keep on driving, get him in that up really quickly. He's got about 20 HP remaining. Unfortunately, they're pulling up outside a house. Caleb sees it. The bullets come down. He will fall. One player is going to try and jump. He jumps off of the building, but unfortunately jumps into the line of a shotgun. Another player comes outside. Can he win this battle? No, he cannot. Fantastic work from Caleb. Picks both of them off. Fair enough, one of them fell. But that's going to be a free MK14 once they've looted those bodies.
Okay. Next up on Run the Gauntlet is going to be Rupstar and his team as they make the exact same journey. Novo team opens up, and then they go straight into Rogue, and then if they're lucky, they might find another complex that already is camped out. This is just a dirty territory that really there is no escape from.
Interesting kind of tactic from the people coming out of Milta. It's a battle they want to win. Personally,
they found the yellow buildings.
I mean, the ones on the opposing side of the road, I'd say, okay, boys, why bother take this fight? You're moving into people who have building control, and they also, if they want to get out of there, they can just do the coastline. They can do the rocks on the coastline and just avoid all engagement. If I were these guys shooting them, me personally, I'd say ignore them. Move up into the hill. Move up in the tree line. You don't have to push these for no reason.
Well, BDW is making the pass. They're going to go past Kimbo. Aiming up out the side. I never know though whether that helps or hinders when you're hanging out the side of these vehicles, because you become such a soft target really then, don't you? But they are going to go straight past. They're going to go straight past into White Temp Fate. They don't want to tempt Fate too much. They're going to have to try and avoid that. They're swinging round. They're thinking, okay, let's avoid that building to go for the next one. But that's also shot. They're getting shot from every direction. They've lost the back wheel, and now they're in trouble. A smoking mess right in the middle of an open field. It's just a bloodbath.
Press F to pay respect. One player just lays down and absolutely prays that no one sees him.
He's in a ditch, isn't he? Just a tiny ditch.
He's got lucky there. He's got mega lucky. How? I mean, he's in the center of the circle. He couldn't be more center if he wanted to be. To be fair to him.
All right, yeah. So the next circle has come in. Now we're going to have those 2 Milta Power squads that have been kind of teasing off against each other. They're going to have to start making their way north, and there's no cover at all along that road area there along the beach. It is wide open space until you get in the hills, and it's actually the team that's just to the left of them that have the hills with Chocobo.
J. Kimbo is just taking a look. He's found himself a Kar 98.
Oh, Saltek's on the move. Here we go. This is Saltek and Aladdin. Ooh, okay, Rogue are making the move. They're going to run the gauntlet across the middle at the moment. Saltek powering through. Straight past Hidden made him. Aladdin going straight in. Now, where the hell are they going to go? That's the question. There is no buildings available to them. Are they going to try and take the ridge over to the right? No, they're going to go into this complex here.
Kind of questioning which way is the best way to go.
Gotta be. Nobody's in Mansion, ironically.
Which did actually surprise me because we initially had a team in there which may have been White Temp Fit. They split up. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was originally Rogue. They split off into two. One team has just rolled up in, though. Unfortunately, if we look at the top end here, just behind where the library or police station, whatever you want to call it, outside Yasnaya, they've pulled up inside the garage. But there are... It's kind of a pinpoint location here because you've got two angles covered. And if you watch now from CAC and Sandwich Maker, they could potentially flank these players out and push them out. There's no real way they can get out of this. Is he actually going to be the bait here? We
got another couple of vehicles as well. The Nova guys are about to get lit up, I think. Are they going to? Yeah, Locknarb's going to go out. Okay, they're hearing the shots behind them. This is all very, very tight. Oh. Novo, Locknarb's going to go straight past White Temp Fate. Realizing that's a little too close.
I just realized what's happened, Lee, with the Novo boys, where they pulled up in the garage. They've just taken all the vehicles from the team that's actually inside that library area in the police station.
Well, Locknarb got away with that. They found themselves into this little yellow building, so they're going to regroup. A lot of them taking a heck of a lot of damage from White Temp Fate there. And the Tessia handbraking it round the corner. So they have themselves in this small yellow building. I don't know, say what you will about them. I'm not a fan of it, but look at the crate just about to drop right next to them. Nobody in the right mind will go for that one, apart from half the players I play with half the time. Let's get the crate! Let's sit it, M24, 8x scope, and a level 3 helmet.
It's a nice bit of gear, but as you mentioned, it's out in no man's land, so why would you bother? Looking across there, still at Rogue. Not much in terms of scope.
There's a tiny battle in buildings. Let's have a look at the skirmish. J-Naught, I think they're basically being stormed. Yeah, Kimbo and J-Naught about to be stormed. Wanderer with the shotgun. I'm going to try and hold this third-person angle if I can. The free cam angle, sorry.
Where's this one at? Where's this all kicking off at?
It's Vanda, J. Kimbo. They're in the building just as it left the mansion. Left of the road guys. Nade tossed out.
Got it.
It's a 2v4. I wouldn't be pushing the stairs. I gotta be honest. I'd let them come at me. And he is going to push the stairs. There's a shotgun against him. Ooh, Kimbo actually nearly came out. I would just think my lucky stars that I just came out on top against that shotgun and backed the hell away, because that range, that shotgun will wreck him. He's pushing out. He's pushing down. Oh, that's crazy. How did he get the knock and live? Janos jumped out. Janos jumped out the window. They got
high aggression. What does he have in terms of gear? He's actually got the level 3. He's going to peek this one. He's going in though. I'm sorry, my friend. If you go in there, you've got to be ready to accept this battle. Shotgun comes down. His player pushing advances on the stairwell. He is extremely damaged. He needs to be very careful. This is incredible work from Kimbo.
Donny Debonair, the only man left. He's finished off one.
He's chasing
He's going to push in. Or is he going to get his teammate up? I mean, Kimbo's jumped out.
Oh my word.
He's going to get J-Naught back. He's going to get J-Naught back now. Mobius, because he's tucked under the stairs, he doesn't see this happening. Donny Debonair has gone into that building. They are pinned now. Sniper's got no help. Donny Debonair pushes out, gets Kimbo down. And now he's got to realise that J-Naught, he knows he's got himself alive. He's going to try and finish off Kimbo. He's going to chase him down. If he chases too hard, J-Naught's got himself back up. Sniper's now back up health. Kimbo comes around.
I'm going to say, he's actually trying to hard...
With
the no-scope, he's trying to iron sight with a 24.
I got to watch him. I got to watch him here. No, he's just going to get pushed. Okay. No.
What? Did he run out of ammo?
I mean, yeah, I think that may be all he had left. We just want iron sight with an M24. Okay.
What a guy. What an absolute lad. I mean, yeah, you might as well go for style points if you're going to go out.
All right, what have we missed? What have we missed? Nova guys are moving. Okay, oh my word. So they have the key building right now. Looking towards Okay, White Temp Fate have moved themselves in next door, so they've got some new neighbours, and they're already taking shots.
Yeah, you can hear the windows cracking. Oh, they're actually going to get a new neighbour, though. Look at the vehicle. They're going for the roof. They almost landed. Vehicle's flipped over. Everything's kicking off. He tried getting it on the roof. And now they're all downstairs. One of them will fall. Here comes the building breach, looking up the stairwell. Iron sighting down. I believe he's actually got a red dot on that thing also. One player will fall. That's going to be Sandwich. That's 2 now. 2 scalps will go down. Unfortunately, Battlewhacker, he's going to get dinked as he enters the building. One is going to go and try and hide there between the bush. Does he have any room to actually get this player up? If he does, that'll be insane. He's actually going to be able to get this player up. I mean, he went all Dukes of Hazzard. He tried to land it on the building. Kahak's going to put a couple of bullets down. That'll be covering fire. And I can't believe they actually managed to get that guy up. They've recuperated so well. Each team's lost 1 player.
They just spotted Hypoc. Had the chance for the shots there. Didn't take it. Didn't realise probably how low that guy was. But I got to try and keep my eye on everything that's going on. There's another vehicle coming in. There's another vehicle coming in. What geek? Going to blast past. Are they going to try and go in there? Their vehicle is smoking heavy. Now, there is a big ridge line here, so they're going to use that. They're going to push in now as well.
3 squads of 3, all going for this prime location. We've also got just to the right-hand side of all this going down. Another team's going to be listening. We'll keep watching that kill feed. You can see what's going off. Yeah, grenades are coming in. They won't know which team's which, though. They just know that there's people in these buildings.
Set to Destroy just got themselves a hatful of kills over to the left. So they're just outside. Donny Debonair and co, the guys that just stormed that garage a moment ago, they have prime real estate. It's the only building that's going to remain now inside the next circle.
Painkiller and co, they've just got a squad wipe, so they're going to go and loot the bodies in the blue for a second.
Rogue have also cleared out. So Rogue have cleared out there. Guys, they've only got 2 left. Rupster behind.
Here comes the push, though, Lee. They're going from the lower side. They need to be careful, though. They know there's another house behind it, but they probably don't realise that there's people in there. Woggeek and, I believe that's... Is it Froobs? Oh.
Foobs, yeah. It looks like they're going to push around. Are they just going to sit? I wouldn't go for the house right now. Yeah, and I think they're right. They're just going to sit with the ridgeline, the rock. They've got a fairly well-covered position as long as they watch the backs. There is a couple of guys right out on the edge of the blue, actually, that may well push in. That these guys need to keep an eye on. this triple house camp, though, definitely caught my eye. I'm going to keep my eye on Rogue. There's 3 members of Rogue still in a very good position, honestly, Rogue are. There's a couple of guys. Nova have got their 4 men alive as well, so they're in a very good position just outside the circle with 30 seconds remaining. Ooh. 32 alive, Rich, in this small space.
Yeah, and Rogue might just have a challenge that they've got to accept here. They actually had a bike inside the house. What a time to be alive. That is one way to make an entrance. They're going to go drive to the rock.
It's Rupster that's sneaking up, isn't it?
They're going to set some information here and work together as a team. They want to split this one up and split it in 2, just so in case one team falls. Okay,
let's just take a look at the map, because there's shots everywhere right now. There was 32 alive. I think it's going to drop. Nova taking a hell of a lot of shots. There was a squad on the left-hand side there in the open. Donny Debonair's moved out. You can see White Temp Fate have just gone blasting around straight to the crate. Okay.
What?
Grozer in there. That actually could be very useful in a moment. Aladdin getting Rupster down. That is Rogue getting another kill. That is over on the right-hand side. There is just open fields right now. Figinaldo, his team set to destroy. Got themselves set up with the Dacia smoke down. They're trying to set shots off around there. They're basically in wide open territory. Just getting shot from left, right, and centre. Nova jumping cars. They're going blasting in to Figinaldo. Looking around the side. Rogue are taking shots left and right. Does also mean that the guys from White Temp Fate that were in this crate, they're taking shots from Dominique Debonair. Ashek is actually going on the full flank into that house.
Oh, wow, he's creeping up. And I tell you what, if they stay alive here, White Temp Fate's IQ is going to be above 9,000. They pulled up next to the crate. They knew they needed to move. They set the Dacia up on the side. 17's down, unfortunately. That's the Dacia. It goes bellowing out in a ball of flames. Is it Ashek who's the only one alive now for White Temp Fate? Yes, it is. And he's just going to be on this tree line.
Rogue are looking good right now. They're on the flank. They're going to find Rheumatoid now, I feel, who's just set behind this rock. Jay all day. Nova have split themselves out, or had planned to, but actually I think he's the only man standing there for Nova. Yeah, there's just an absolute bloodbath stuck between them. The rest of Nova getting taken down. I want to move up with Soltec because I'm liking this. Swisher, I'm missing kills left and right because there's so much happening over there. Nova have got them one out on that battle as I go into the camera. It's the guy dying. So, give me the view!
Ashek is the worry here. Mainly because of where he's going to be going. He's been very, very creepy. You can keep an eye on that kill feed all day long. There's only 10 players remaining here. And we're into a very small circle. He'll be able to hear the Dacia above him.
Soltec on nothing! Soltec is down! Nova take out Rogue. And Nova with 4 members alive and now have to be in prime position. They force the left battle, which I didn't get to see. Ashek takes down Mobius.
Is he gonna... I expected him to run that player over, but he doesn't really need to.
There's no tyre on the back of this, is there? I think there must be, because it's going so slow. Yeah, the back tyre's gone. Ashek is the last man standing, and he's just going to charge in there. Okay, 1v4, a full squad cover-off. He actually manages to survive out of that.
He's actually, do you see what he's doing? He's blowing the tyre off. So, all the tyres are now gone on that UAZ. It will hit closer on the floor. That gives him body cover so no one else can kind of roll grenades underneath the car or at least try and get an angle on him.
Okay, full heal.
Some more defense, but I tell you what. Unfortunately, it's going to come in Nova with the pins. They all surround him, and they come out on top. GG.
God,
11 kills in the bag.
This is one of the games that I wish I could have some sort of replay, slow. I don't know what's going on because Nova, on the left-hand side, there was about 15 people firing at each other. I didn't know where to look. I just didn't know where to look. I was trying to watch Rogue at the bottom. I was trying to watch White Temp Fate on the right. Then Nova decided to split into 2 and go off to the left. And they just had a bloodbath over there and collected themselves some kills. That was an absolute massacre of a finish. With a fairly open territory in the end. Rogue get themselves 4th place. You can see in there. White Temp Fate in 2nd. Of course, Nova in 1st. Who is the 3rd squad? Let's have a look around, see if we can find Mobius in there.
I mean, when you're looking at these teams, man, I mean, that's incredible. It was a big fight for Nova. If they would have lost that fight, that actually would have more than, I believe, did they beat out Rogue in the end? They actually took them down, so if they wouldn't have won that battle, it may have potentially been Rogue at the top there, so they've kind of knocked them down into 4th place.
I think Jay all day took both Aladdin and Soltec down himself. I think it was a 1v2.
I mean, credit where credit's due to Ashek for surviving for so long and also picking up a couple more kills. He got another one as well at the end, so that's another 10 points. And it also jumps his team into 2nd place, which, you know, to go from 2nd to 3rd, you're looking at an extra 35 points on top of that. Maybe even potentially 4th and 5th if he'd have gone forward with his teammates and tried to survive this. But still, 225 points in the bag. And amongst them, you know, you're going to be looking at 8 kills there. So 80 points also. Good job from White Temp Fate, but it's going to be Nova who are the victors.
Solid game, great finish. So, we're on our last, final round, Rich. We're on the last stretch, the home stretch.
Oh dear.
Is coming up next. We're just going to wait and see what group that will be. Have you got any preference, Rich?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'll have a look through the chat and see if a few other people are asking for certain groups and certain lobbies, but if not, we'll just kind of go what's available, to be honest.
Yep, okay, we'll be back in a few, guys. Don't go anywhere. The final round of the night coming up with myself and Rich Sims.